interests. Today, we have with us Ms. Rekha Shahani, who will be helping us to achieve clarity on how we can truly experience the joy of living. Welcome, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. Are we awake? Yes. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Oh my God, what a thrill. How are you? If someone asks me, how are you? I have only one answer for the last 50 years. And that is, I'm rocking. So it's the rocking Rekha. Don't give life a choice. When people ask you how's life treating you, I say I treat life well. So don't give life a choice and you'll always be rocking. And you all are students. Thank you for inviting me here. I love this premise, I love this college, I love this campus. Because as a student, as a kid, I used to accompany my father here. And the topic that we have chosen is the joy of living. How many of you feel it's worth living in this world? I feel. How many of you feel that the world is okay, we are living because we are blessed and all? How many of you think that? But then how many of you think that the world is excellent, beautiful, rocking, and yeah, okay, you feel that? It's rock. Well, see, some of you all don't feel. So it's normal. Even I feel sometimes disheartened because when I hear some of the parents talk to me and she says, you don't understand. And I say, what I don't understand? And one complaint that the parents always have is, you don't understand aajkal ke bachche. And my answer is only one. I said, I don't understand the parents, aajkal ke parents. It's a fact. And I don't understand that I have a daughter who reached in her 30s and she would look at me and she says, you're very unlike a mother. And I would say, why? She said, because all my friends are married, they have kids, and you got married early, you had kids, but you never even show me one boy or you don't even ask when are you going to get married. And I used to really think I'm abnormal. Because people put that in your head. कभी शादी करेंगे and then शादी हो जाएगी, फिर कभी बच्चे होंगे, फिर एक बच्चा हो गया, फिर दूसरा बच्चा कभी होगा. So I used to always tell her as a mother, I said he will walk straight into your life. He just walk and you won't even know from where he came and how he swept you up. And she used to say, yeah, you and your this, yeah. Sometimes really wonder at this age when I think and look back, what made me what I am today. So you really think what we are today, what I'm going to share with you is my experience. There's nothing correct, there's nothing wrong. It's just the experience we share with each other. I may be older in age and I may be having some more experiences, but what I learned from the students of today is amazing. So the school that I was running was from like say 2-year students to the junior college till 12th standard. So they come to me at 2.5 and they go out when they're 17, some 18. And you see the change and you see the shift. I see the change and shift especially in the 8th standard. And I see a change and shift in certain communities. And we start learning from our neighbors, we start hearing differently from our elders, we start implementing different things. So my thing is that when I'm talking of the joy of living, I see a lot of sad students, I see a lot of sad people, I see a lot of sad friends. And that has a ripple effect. So if I'm surrounded, like my mother and father were the most romantic couple I saw in my life, they were the happiest couple and all. So I grew up like that. So whenever I used to do my masti or anything, and both the brothers are very serious type, when they would look at me, and people would say, "Kis mein gayi hai?" I said, I got both the best of both my parents. So my father always, whenever he came here, everybody knew him in white khadar and all, and my mother always decked up in the latest thing. But they were the best couple I saw in life. So I saw them laughing, talking and all. But some families we see that, husband and wife do not even share emotions in public, in a joint family, or because the children are around. So we grow up like that, thinking this is the real world. But the real world is different for different people. And when I say I see sadness, there are a lot of reasons why there are sadness around. A, we get very busy in our academics where you're concerned. A woman gets very busy. Today, of course, the world has changed, but a woman normally was always said that you're supposed to cook, look after the children, and then society changed and people went out to work. And still, servants did come in, but there was always a different role between a woman and a man, and very specific. Like every morning I get up and I say, why do I have to do this? I question myself, though I'm blessed and I don't have to do everything, but I do question myself. And when I question myself, that gives me a kind of an agenda to teach my son, who also thinks that A is supposed to behave like that, B is supposed to behave like that, we are supposed to do this and we are not supposed to do this. So today when you're sitting opposite and when I am speaking something to you, you'll say, but that's not the real world, ma'am. That's not where I come from. But let's look at us all sitting in the room as the member of the society, as at the moment member of HR college, and let's see what each one of us can contribute to each other. So, you have to be really, really, really passionate in life, about life. You have to be a passionate person, but you have to be passionate about life. So even if you're eating a jeera goli, which I don't think anyone of you must be eating at this age, you'll eat? You do? Wow, you will get it in the canteen? No. But we used to get it in school, no? Outside our school we used to get it. I've not had for ages. But that relishing, that jeera goli, the expression on the face is different. And we forget that as we grow up. Do we forget that or not? Because we're supposed to behave in a particular manner in the society we belong to, the college we belong to, the neighborhood we belong. But always remember, friends, it's you, and it is you for unique. Each one of you over here is such a unique personality. Each one of you is so very important to the society. And when I meant share, many times you will find people, they don't know what they want to contribute to society. And the joy of living in life is only through the joy of giving. Like she said education, she said happiness, he said entertainment. Think about yourself. Think about yourself as that unique person that God made and then threw away the mold. And when he threw away the mold, he kept something with him to remind us time and again that I sent you for a purpose. And I cannot find that purpose for you, but I can help while I'm having a dialogue with you to guide you to a certain direction. So if as a teacher I'm only coming in the class to teach you accounts or advertisement or something about mass media or something about economics, I think as a teacher I am failing somewhere. And I used to teach my junior college economics and they used to everybody say, but that's such a boring and dull subject. And I said I used to make it interesting. Because every day of my life, my students heard one story. And through stories, friends, we can really make people happy. So there is this train of life and I asked the children, who's the engine driver? And how many bogies do you have in your train? And I was talking about it and there was this one student who wrote down but didn't draw anything. So he didn't draw the train, he didn't draw the bogie. And I said, how's the scenery outside? Everything, like a Word document, he wrote down, long thing like that. And he gave it to me. And I said, but why didn't you draw? So he said, because I'm not good at drawing. I said, who said that? He said, जब भी मैं draw करता हूँ सब हंसते हैं. Now, is that hasi for happiness or is that hasi for ridicule? We have to introspect. And I said, really? Did your drawing teacher say that? He said, drawing teacher ne bhi bola, or students ne bhi bola, or sub teachers ne. And there were crayons, there were sketch pens, there was everything. And I said, okay, I trust that you can do a lot of good drawing because I think every human being can draw. And you won't believe, and I made him sit while I was talking, I made him sit beside me, and in the next 7 minutes, he had the most beautiful drawing of his train of life. Most beautiful with lovely colors, this, that. And I made them do affirmation during when they were talking about their train of life. And I was telling I'm good at drawing and all. And I said, I can't believe this. The same thing will come in your life, friends. You will keep hearing what you're not good at. But let that not dishearten you. A story. There was this little tree and on a little mountain and there was a race. And the race was of frogs, and there were different age group of frogs, and everyone was climbing up that tree, and there was a group of 100 students like you cheering, and there were other 100 frogs who was cheering, and there was this one frog which everybody knew would never win because he was eldest, and he was like really old. And every time these people were cheering, one frog would fall, then the second frog would fall, because they would get nervous with that sound, and they were cheering actually, telling, wow, now you reach up, now you reach up. And every time they would see that frog and he'd say, ab girega, and all that. And the reality was the frog reached the top alone. And you know why he reached, no? He was old and deaf. He was old and deaf, so he couldn't hear. He was thinking they are cheering him. So that's why in time and in life, sometimes we just have to be deaf. Don't be deaf to the good things that parents and teachers teach you. Because I know when I'm saying that, you'll say, that lady I thi Rekha jisne kaha ki be deaf. So we are just deaf to what you're saying. Don't do that. That's why I tell parents, when I say aajkal ki parents, I tell parents, do not give up on your kids. And you cannot give up on life. Do not ever give up on your parents, and I tell parents, never ever give up on your kids. That's the worst thing a parent can do, give up. Today's state board schools have only first generation learners. So the children will be auto rickshaw drivers' children, there will be tailors, carpenters' children. And when such children come to your school, somehow the middle class and the higher middle class stop sending their children to your school. And it requires a lot of introspection to accept that suddenly the rich children and the middle class children stop coming and families start disowning you. And that's the time when, again, you need to talk to yourself. You need to find out your mission. Are you ready to face the world and disown them rather than disowning you? And focus on education. My passion was kids, and my passion is still kids. Of all ages, all sizes, all colors, and I work with kids everywhere in the world. It doesn't bother me. And I told them, and we took 3 years to reach that stage. And that time, of course, China came much later, and people in education used to say she's the best Indian Japanese. She copies everything from us, and she implements in her school. And I used to give credit to from which school I learned what, which principle I learned what. So they felt good that I was copying there, and I felt good that I was acknowledging there, and my students felt good that, oh, ye ICSE school mein ho raha hai, abhi hamare school mein hota hai. Abhi IGCSE just come up, ye IGCSE abhi hamare school mein hota hai. Oh, those students are coming. And when I'm sitting around here and seeing children like this who are students, I'm not judging them from where they came. I'm not judging them from which community they are coming. I'm not judging them. For me, they are students. And that changed my attitude. My biggest concern, friends, is not about this. My biggest concern, I rejoice in your happiness, I rejoice in your success, but my biggest concern today in the world is failures. I'm teaching students how to be good at this, how to be good at that, how to be good. But am I teaching my students and the youth of today how to face failures? And we are not ready. As a parent, my child did not get admission in this college, I am unhappy. As a student, I did not get this many marks, I am unhappy. A teacher is disappointed because her favorite student did not get the marks that she anticipated. The police is unhappy because people are not following the rules. The people are unhappy because police is not doing its duty. The pupil is unhappy because the students are indisciplined. The students are unhappy because the pupil is not doing his duty. The day we learn, friends, to focus on I, me, myself, and decide what is it right for me, you will be able to help parents. You will be able to help teachers like us. You will be able to help your fellow beings. This is a song which is really, really very close to my heart. It goes, जीना है तो हंस के जियो, जीवन में एक पल भी रोना, जीना है तो हंस के जियो, जीवन में एक पल भी रोना, जीवन में पल भी रोना ना, आंसू नहीं होते हैं ये पलकों से, छूटे नहीं कम हो कभी ना हौसला, धीरज कभी छूटे नहीं, दिल दर्द से दिल हार के, मायूस जीवन में होना ना, दिल दर्द से दिल हार के, मायूस जीवन में होना ना, हंसना ही तो है जिंदगी, रो रो के जीवन ये होना ना, जीना है तो हंस के जियो, जीवन में पल भी होना ना, आज यहाँ जो खो गया वो कल कहीं मिल जाएगा, पतझड़ में जो मुरझा गया वो फूल कल खिल जाएगा, उम्मीद पे दुनिया चले, मायूस जीवन पे होना ना, उम्मीद पे दुनिया चले, मायूस जीवन पे होना ना, हंसना ही तो है जिंदगी, रो रो के जीवन ये होना ना, जीना है तो हंस के जियो, जीवन में पल भी होना ना। Have a dream, have a purpose. Today there wouldn't have been Tatas. Tatas was one of the greatest examples. When Taj was attacked, they were employees were at home, but they got salary for that 2 years. Learn to look after your employees. Learn to build up that relationship not only between two people, but between your neighborhood, your country. We have projects like India I Care, we have projects like Churchgate I Care. Do things. If you're planting a tree, what I saw, ensure that plant grows up and actually gives something, shade, fruit or anything. Don't neglect that plant. When we adopt a child, how do we look after that? I would say adopt parents. Adopt elders. There are a lot of elders in the society who crave for attention, crave. When I lost my biological parents, I adopted 3 parents as couples as my parents. Because one actually was identical like my mother and father, laughing away, romancing and things like that. The other one was my spiritual teacher, and he taught me how to voice out an opinion. And he said, you have to teach students and children to voice their opinion and voice with respect. If something is going wrong, do not accept it, children, please. Do not have that voice. Otherwise, our voice is so loud and clear. But be that change, really. We need you all. We really, really need you all. And don't ever doubt, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ या मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ. You can do it. Don't listen. Be the deaf rock. Analyze. Reflect. Actually think about yourself as a beautiful thing and see. You may get 70%, your parents are disappointed, you may be disappointed, but I never ever got 80%. But I know I touched lives. Touch lives, please, because really humanity needs that. When you heard I went to Pakistan, it was not easy. It was not easy at all. There's so much of anger, hatred. But what touched me was the students over there. They said, ma'am, you look like us only. And I said, yes, my grandparents came from here. My grandfather left 25 boys' school and 1 girls' school there. But I never ever heard anger or bitterness. If you hear that in your family, please stop there. Because joy of living cannot be when we are angry and bitter with the society. Work on yourself. Keep good company. If nothing else, remember the song. If nothing else, remember my phone number. I live in Khar, just back opposite the Khar police station. My home is open to everybody. Please visit me. Though my biological kids don't live in India, you all can adopt me and you all can come home anytime. Because remember, it's that one individual whose statue was built. Statues built of individuals and not communities. Please be that individual because you're all blessed. And if possible, keep a journal of daily blessings. Write down. I still have, after so many years, I write down everything. What good happened in your life on that particular day. Forget what did not happen. But please write down what good happened in your day. And believe me, you'll be the happiest soul. Thank you very much for having me here. It was beautiful looking at you all, interacting with you all, and please call me again.
Thanks. I would like to thank Ms. Rekha Shahani for giving us this opportunity to host this session in HR College and showing the students the right path. I thank in charge principal, Professor Parag Thakkar, for helping us conduct this session today. I thank the vice principal for supporting the students and audience for your participation and enthusiasm. I would finally like to thank the students of GDC Cell for their dedication, hard work and passion. Thank you.